Jockey's Ridge, a spot that has a lot of really interesting history, but today we're going to focus on just the physical features of this place. You can probably tell that I'm not recording my audio at the location, and I'm sure you can understand why by just looking at that sand blowing, man. It's beautiful. It was one of my favorite places to go to try and learn photography, and it's just stunning. It's a good area to see what's under the water around the Outer Banks on the coast of North Carolina. It's a bunch of sand dunes just like this that are moving around and piling up on each other and going east to west. And it may baffle you to wonder how this place can still be standing after years and years of wind blowing at these dunes like this. Well, the way it works is the winds blow from the west in the winter, and then they blow in from the east in the summer. So the whole landmass moves with the wind. And that wind is also what allows it to pile up, as well as hurricane forces, which will allow sand to pile up on the banks and create new islands or remove old islands or create inlets. The Outer Banks are a very dynamic place that I don't think too many people know about how interesting it is, the geography here. And there's so many historic places that they've had to figure out ways to preserve it. Like the Wright Brothers Memorial, which I'll do another video on, used to look just like this until they covered it with grass to preserve the dunes that the Wright brothers would have done their first flight on. And if you can see how soft these dunes look, they make for some pretty decent landing zones, I would assume, you know? I still wouldn't want to fall on them, but it beats falling on hard ground or stone or something. And if you go too far, you just go into the ocean, which, may not be the best case scenario, but it's a little softer than a mountain. One more thing that this place was used for in history, just to throw in a little factoid. This place used to be used to bury rum by pirates back in the day, and it's fascinating. They would use the dunes to bury their rum, which at the time they called Kill Devil, and that's why there's a town called Kill Devil Hills, which Kill Devil Hill is the location where the Wright brothers tested out their first flight. It was a big old sand dune that they used to hide rum under. Blackbeard is one famous pirate who had used this region for his shelter because of how treacherous the waters were, and the changing shoals on North Carolina's coast makes it a very difficult place to navigate year after year because you don't know what's under the water. These sand dunes are blowing around and moving around just the same when you look out on the ocean. It's just, we can see it here, and I highly recommend it if you ever get the chance to visit. Usually there's hang gliding, but obviously the wind is preventing that today.